Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi E in 3. Last minute Rabbi E in 3, brought to you as always by MEOR DC. Find us on Facebook or at MEORDC.org and be in touch. And I'm going to be in touch with you, God willing, in the next week because Hanukkah is coming and then something also special on Hanukkah. Anyway, it's a last minute Friday morning. Get it in before Shabbos, Rabbi E in 3, which means I have my coffee right here, my morning coffee, and it also means that I'm going to try to make this the final take. Even if I say something silly or it comes out garbled, time is short, Shabbos is coming, we got to go with it. So Hashem, please help me to do this right, say something meaningful. This week's Torah portion has a lot of meaningful stories in it, but they're actually rather dark. In fact, it's kind of a depressing Torah portion. And it comes, not coincidentally, in the darkest time of the year, near the winter solstice. The nights are long. They're perplexing stories of tribulations in this Torah portion, focusing especially around Yosef, the second to youngest of Yaakov's sons, of Jacob's sons, his beloved son, the one whom he teaches all the wisdom to and favors him with a special coat of colors or of wool that causes his brothers to be jealous. And what do? That's not our focus now. They have their reasons. It wasn't just petty jealousy. They think he's a usurper and they sell him. They think about killing him, but they sell him to a caravan of Ishmaelites, of traders going down to Egypt. And Joseph goes not from rags to riches. That's, so to speak, in next week's portion. This is riches to rags, spiritual riches of being the beloved son to his father Jacob. And then ripped from that holy environment and sent down to Egypt to be a slave in the house of Potiphar, who himself is a servant of Paro of Pharaoh. From riches spiritually to rags. What a tribulation. What a descent. What can we learn from that? That's my phone. Oh, this is a one-take thing, so I got to ignore that right now. I'll call them back later. Sorry. Oh, boy. This is a Friday morning, Rabbi Ian 3. Well, life is full of tribulations. That's one thing we can learn. I say that a lot, but we got to always remind ourselves. When the going is smooth, we like that, but that's not necessarily the purpose of our lives. And certainly the Jewish people as a whole and our forefathers went through many trials and tribulations. Now, that's one thing. Life is full of tribulations, but it's all for the best. We'll see next week. It becomes a rags to riches story. After a long imprisonment and difficult for Yosef, he comes out on top. Hashem brings him on top. But okay, there are other lessons. How to deal with the descent and the difficulties. Well, if you look, even when Yosef's down in Egypt, he becomes very successful in Potiphar's house, the person he's serving, and then later when he's thrown into prison, he becomes successful and well-liked in the prison. And the Torah says, an interesting verse, it says, and Hashem was with Yosef and he became successful. Now, it could just mean, you might think, oh, Hashem made him successful. But the first part, Hashem was with him, Rashi explains, he was always speaking of Hashem. The name of heaven was familiar in his mouth. In other words, even in these tribulations, Yosef saw the hand of God. No doubt. It wasn't fun, but he knew there was a purpose and a plan, and there was Hashem watching from behind the scenes. And he might be hidden, but it was going to work out okay. You see that. So his story is not just one about resiliency of the human character. It's about having faith, bitachon, trust in dark moments that we Jewish people have been through, and that's what Hanukkah is all about. We'll say more about that later. Thanks for listening to this last minute. Rabbi in 3, good Shabbos. Have faith. I'll try.